All right, let's take a look at the examples here and see if you can start to get this concept of what our budget should be for rent. You're going to need a Desmos tab open, please. Actually, sorry, not the graphing one, but a scientific Desmos tab. So you have a calculator handy. Okay, so we're being told that the rule of thumb for how much rent I should pay would be about 25 to 30% of my monthly income. So if Mark makes 86,000 per year, I need to first convert to monthly by taking that 86,000 and dividing it by 12. And so we get 7167. We're just going to go ahead and round here. And then we want to calculate the range. So the range, let's take the lower limit of that range, is going to be 25% of the 7167. Take a minute to calculate that. And then the upper range is 30% of the 7167. All right, so I'm first looking at a lower range of around 1792 and an upper range of 2150. And notice that I'm rounding to like the nearest whole dollar, but in real life, if I know that my budget is 1792, I'm going to be looking for rent around 1800. I'm not going to be looking for rent around 1792. And again, the 2150, I might be looking for rent around 2200 max. Now, what's the reality in San Diego County? The reality is we may go way over this budget. What people are seeing is that they're spending anywhere from 40 to 50% of their monthly income on rent. And so we're starting to see this whole picture. Car chapter, we were told that 10% of your budget should be spent on your vehicle payment, your car. And then now we're being told that 25 to 30% of your budget should be spent on your rent. If purchasing a home, the rule of thumb is 35% of your income because there's some tax benefits to home ownership versus renting. But the 35% of your income, of course, like everything else in California, is getting pushed to around 45% of their income. So people are basically having to spend more money on housing than they ever have in the past because of how expensive things are getting. So in this first conversation, we're just talking about rent. And then eventually we're going to switch over to talking about owning a home. And at that time that we're talking about home ownership, this percentage is going to go up. So anyways, back to the answer on this question. What is our range? We would say that our range of our budget is anywhere from 1800 to 2200. If you gave me an answer of 1792 to 2150, that's more of an exact answer, and that's going to be perfect as well. But in real life, we kind of work with rounded numbers, right? Not exact numbers like that. Okay, Liz makes 3,000 per month. What range should she be able to pay in rent? So they're already giving us the monthly. So no calculations are needed. We already have the monthly this time. So we just go ahead and get the range. So take a minute to get 25% of the 3,000 up to 30% of the 3,000. Please go try that calculation on your own. And let's see how you did. So between $750 and $900 on this one. All right, Jacob makes $1,500 per week. What range should he be able to pay in rent? Again, we need to convert weekly pay into annual and then divide by 12 for monthly. So taking the $1,500 per week times 52 weeks in the year, so 1,500 times 52 is 78,000. And then we take that 78,000 and divide that by 12, and we get 6,500. So now we take 25% of the 6,500, and then we take 30% of the 6,500. So anywhere from 1,625 to 1,950. So again, you can give me an exact answer, or you can estimate anywhere from 1,600 to like $2,000, something like that. Okay, so generally you're getting this concept of where should we keep our rent? Somewhere between 25 and 30% of our monthly income. Okay, let's take a look at okay, I look up on Zillow.com. There's this 1-bedroom apartment in Oceanside, and we're trying to figure out how much am I going to have to bring in order to finally move out of the house. So this is what the ad says. $1,825 for a 1-bedroom. It's 625 feet. Its availability date April 10th. It's got cats, small dogs are allowed, and large dogs are over 25 pounds. Pet notes. It's pet friendly. That means that dogs and cats are allowed. We accept them, but there are breed restrictions and there's weight limits. 2 pet maximum per household, $50 per pet rent, and 500 pet deposit per pet. Cats allowed and dogs allowed with all those restrictions considered. The deposit in general is 500. That's not the pet deposit, that's a general deposit. And then the application fee is $51.19. How much are we expected to pay upfront in order to rent this apartment? So going back to, so it says right here, pay first and last month's rent. And remember, rent is $1,825. Then there's the security deposit of $500, and there's an application fee of $51.19. Then we have the pet fees. This is where we're like, man, do I need to leave my cat at home? But we're talking about she has 1 small dog and 1 cat. So small dog less than 25 pounds. So $50 per pet rent. So this $1,800 now becomes $1,900. That's literally per month. You're paying more for your pets. Okay, so now our rent monthly goes up and what we have to bring in goes up. Then it says 500 pet deposit per pet. So the security deposit that was originally 500, we now have an extra 500 for the small dog and an extra 500 for the cat. Equals a total of 1,500. All right, so our total, you're going to grab a calculator and add this all up, is 1925 plus 1925 plus 1,500. That's our security deposit plus our pet deposits plus the application fee. And when you total this up, this might be like, yep, this is why I'm not moving out anytime soon. It's expensive, you guys. Okay, 1925 plus 1925 plus 1,500 plus 5119. All right, I'm getting 540119. Double check me. Okay. Vanessa has a gross biweekly income of 2,400. Remember that biweekly is every other week, so it's 24 pays per year. She pays 18% in federal and state taxes. She has a school loan payment of this, a cell phone bill of this, and she puts 5% of her income aside for savings. She's considering an apartment that rents for $1,500 per month. So is this monthly rental fee within her recommended range? Yes or no? So let's first calculate pay. All right, so we take that bi-weekly of 2,400, we multiply it by 24 pays per year to get our annual. So 57,600 divided by 12 comes out to 4,800 a month. Now we go do the range. 25% of the 4,800 and 30% of the 4,800. And let's see what that comes out to. So I'm getting a range of 1,200 to 1,440. So technically, the 1,500 rent is slightly above budget. But these days in California, we are seeing a higher cost of housing, and so we would probably rent at this amount. Okay. So is the fee within the recommended range? No. Okay. Next, based on her expenses, can she make that monthly payment? So we've got $4,800 a month. We need to minus her taxes of 18%. Let's go look at her other bills. I think it was a school loan of $220 and a cell phone bill of $75, and then her savings. Her savings is going to be 5% of the $4,800. So $240 a month is for savings. And then 18% for taxes is $864. Okay, so let's go subtract this all and see if she has enough. So we're subtracting 4,800 minus 864 minus 220 minus 75 minus 240. And that leaves us 3,401 per month. So for example, if she had this 3,401 left over and then she paid rent, she would still have 1,901 left. But what would that 1,901 go towards? It'd be for transportation, like car payment, or I don't know if you Uber everywhere, etc. Plus any other bills, plus gas, groceries. So you would basically just have to see, like, could I live within a budget of $1,900 a month for all those extra things? And as long as you think so, yes, she does have enough money to pay this bill. Okay. All right. Last one. We move you charges for moving according to the following rates. So it's 85 per hour for loading and unloading, 70 for packing and packing, 5 per mile for a truck rental per mile. And so Nikki is moving a distance of 150 miles. They need 7 hours of loading and unloading and 5 hours of packing and packing. What is her moving cost? And so, hang on, 7 hours loading and unloading. And then it said 5 hours of packing and packing. And then $5 per mile, and we're doing 150 miles. So take a minute to put all those into Desmos and add it all up and see what you get. So since we already practiced systems of equations in the warm-up today, I did not put one in the practice again because we already did a lot of it. So 595 $150. Total of $16.95 to move. Did you know that in the military they pay to move you, even if it's to different countries? So that's one of the benefits of the military. Some jobs will pay to move you. Look at how expensive this is. So it's a really nice benefit if somebody pays to move you. Alrighty. Go ahead and turn in that practice right here to bid number 23.